daring to be great.
You would fight him.
Man, tell him to come up there.
He got to come to win 54.
He said I got a glass chin, so tell him to come and touch it. And what champ? Come on, man. Tell me what belt. You know boxing. You forgot Devin Haney is undisputed. Devin Haney got all the belts. He the champ. Nobody else the champ. I'm gonna come up here where the big boys at. All right. He's smart. He can box.
Yes.
And he explosive. You know what I mean? But I'm saying skill-wise and in the mind, I don't think neither.
And you know Darren to be great, you would fight him, man. Tell him to come up there. He got to come to win 54. He said I got a glass chin, so tell him to come and touch it. While the beef between Tank and Crawford has been heating up, and it doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. For a few days now, the two boxing stars have been going back and forth, throwing verbal punches that have fans glued to their screens. Music. What started as a minor spark has turned into a full-blown war of words, with both men refusing to back down. As things stand now, Tank is actively calling out Crawford, confident that he can put him to sleep when they get in it. Oh, undefeated, what champ? Come on, man, tell me what belt. You know boxing. You forgot Devin Haney is undisputed. Devin Haney got all the belts. He the champ, nobody else to champ. I'm going come up here where the big boys at. All right, I'll welcome him. It all began when Tank expressed his anger about not being invited to the Ring Magazine Gala, a prestigious event attended by some of the biggest names in the sport. Feeling left out, Davis took to social media to vent his frustration in true Gervonta fashion. His posts were fiery and full of criticism toward those who were lucky enough to be there, but as usual he deleted the post within minutes, thinking they would disappear into thin air. Unfortunately for him, the internet has a long memory and screenshots quickly spread like wildfire. Crawford, always quick to spot an opportunity, decided to poke the bear. He posted a sharp jab on X saying, "I see somebody mad they wasn't invited to the Ring Magazine Gala." That one line was all it took to set Tank off. Gervonta, who's never been one to let an insult slide, immediately responded with a string of angry posts aimed at Crawford. The Baltimore native's temper was on full display, and the feud was officially on. One thing I can say about Tank is he's smart. He can box, yes, any explosive, you know what I mean, but I'm saying skill-wise and in the mind, I don't think neither one of them can. What started as a petty argument about a guy quickly turned into a heated debate about money, legacy, and who truly reigned supreme in the boxing world. Tank, known for his flashy lifestyle and love of showing off, made it clear that he believed his bank account put him ahead of Crawford. He posted, "And I still make more than you in what if?" like a direct challenge to Bud's pride, but Crawford wasn't about to let that slide. He hit back with a comment that cut deep, saying Gervonta was obsessed with money and had no interest in building a meaningful legacy. For Crawford, it wasn't just about who was richer, it was about who had faced the toughest challenges and made their mark on the sport. The likelihood of a fight with you and Terence Crawford would be one of the biggest in boxing. We don't talking about yet about the fight we me. And no, he tr it, and then we want to see what happened. Their bad blood isn't entirely new. Tank has been at odds with Crawford ever since he sided with his close friend Errol Spence Jr. during Spence's rivalry with Crawford. Back then, Crawford and Spence had one of the most talked about fights of 2023, and Tank made it clear whose corner he was in. That old grudge has only added fuel to the fire, making their current feud even more explosive. But just when it seemed like things were cooling down, Rant decided to take the argument to an ugly place. He posted a tweet that many felt crossed a major line in his now deleted post. Tank made a cruel comment about Crawford's family, saying, "And he got like 8 kids and his wife like 380 pounds. Yeah, but he got to work overtime." It didn't take long for fans to react. The post was deleted within minutes, but not before screenshots made their rounds online. Social media exploded with criticism, with fans calling Tank out for dragging Crawford's family into the fight. Kids, and you know it, I know it, and the whole world know it. And I'm not talking about no fighting in the ring. If me and you was the fight outside, I will break your neck. People weren't shy about sharing their opinions. Comments like, "Tank deletes all his defamatory tweets, he throws shots then hides his hands, a 30-year-old man acting like this, pathetic," flooded the platform. Others pointed out how unnecessary it was for Davis to make things so personal, saying he'd gone too far. One fan even wrote, "Jant insecure, he fighting Lamont Roach while Terence Crawford getting a Nilo fight. Tank no, deep down he need a fight big dogs. Crawford fighting top dogs and getting to that cheese. The general feeling was that Gervonta had taken things too far and many were disappointed in how he handled the situation. Knock him out. How good is Terence Cross? Terence Cross is good, but he's not what people make, not pound for pound. While all this heat unfolds online, both fighters have very different things going on in their careers. Gervonta is gearing up for his upcoming fight against Lamont Roach Jr. While Roach is a skilled opponent, fans and critics feel that Tank should be taking on bigger names. Many believe he's been playing it safe and avoiding the top-tier fighters in his division, which has only added to the criticism he's facing even from Bud himself. On the other hand, Crawford is on top of the world after his dominant victory over Errol Spence Jr. last year. Bud's name is being mentioned alongside the biggest stars in boxing. He's currently in talks for potential super fight against Canelo Alvarez, a matchup that could be one of the biggest in recent history. Negotiations are reportedly being handled by Turki Al Sheikh, and fans are eagerly waiting for news about the fight. They talk all the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up and weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost, so let's not do that. Canelo, the difference in their career trajectories has become another point of contention in their feud. Crawford's fans have been quick to point out that while Bud is chasing legacy-defining fights, Tank seems more focused on easy payday. The contrast is hard to ignore, and it's only added to the tension between the two men. Crawford, who has always been about proving himself in the ring, clearly sees himself as being on a higher level than Davis. Meanwhile, Tank supporters argue that his star power and knockout ability make him one of the most exciting fighters in the sport, regardless of opponents. As the insults fly back and forth, fans can't help but wonder if all this animosity will eventually lead to a fight in the ring. A matchup between Gervonta Davis and Terence Crawford would be a massive event, no doubt about it, but there are significant hurdles to making it happen. For one, the two fighters compete in different weight classes. Gervonta is a natural lightweight, while Crawford has been fighting at welterweight and might soon move up to super middleweight. The logistics of a fight like this would be complicated, to say the least. Still, the idea of seeing them settle their beef with gloves instead of tweets is a tempting one for fans. Tank is at a lower weight class than me. He's at 135, I'm at 147. That's 2 weight classes apart, so he would have to come up. Yeah, cause I wouldn't never, you can't get that low. So that's not going to happen, cause I saw people talking about it. You don't think that'll ever happen? No, not Terence Crawford has truly cemented his name as one of boxing's all-time greats. At 37 years old, he's done it all, winning world titles across 4 weight classes, becoming the undisputed champion in 2 of them, and racking up an unblemished record of 41 wins. But even with a career that many fighters could only dream of, Crawford isn't content to just ride off into the sunset quietly. He's made it clear that before he retires, he wants to take on the biggest names the sport has to offer, and one of those names might just be Teofimo Lopez. Better than us, so talk something, and he belly that he can beat Crawford no matter what nobody else think. It's all about what he thinks. No course, I think it's a great fight. I think it's a awesome fight. Lopez, the reigning WBO super lightweight champion, hasn't been shy about calling Crawford out. Known for his brash confidence and sharp tongue, Lopez recently spoke with Box Nation, where he didn't mince words about who he wants to fight next when asked about his dream opponent for 2025. Lopez boldly dropped Crawford's name, showing no fear of stepping into the ring with one of the most feared fighters in the sport, one of the top ones. But right now, since Canelo is here, would be Crawford, Lopez said, hinting at his ambitious plans to face the best of the best. 147 sounds pleasing to me. 154 with Crawford sounds good to me. We'll see. It's not that much names. We got a new division now, new faces in my division, so it's no surprise that Lopez has his sights set on Crawford. A fight with Bud would not only be a massive payday but also a chance for Lopez to cement his own legacy. At 27 years old, Lopez is already a 2-weight world champion and has shown flashes of brilliance in the ring. His upset victory over Vasyl Lomachenko in 2020 put him on the map as one of boxing's rising stars, but facing Crawford would be a whole different challenge. Crawford's skill, experience, and ability to adapt in the ring have made him nearly untouchable, and many believe Lopez would be biting off more than he could chew. Tia Lopez was here tonight. He says that would be his dream matchup, to go ahead and fight Terence. He says he's willing to even move up to 154. What are your thoughts? He trash no, cause he talk too much. A___A. He used to be a humble kid, but Lopez isn't stopping at just Crawford. He's also eyeing potential fights with Devon Davis and Haney, two of the biggest names in the sport today. If it's not Crawford, Devon Davis and Devin Haney, Lopez said, making it clear that he's ready to take on anyone.